5 of the pirate project is all about pirate lore. Now you might not know the word lore. It's a word that means something like traditions and legends, all the old stories of pirates that would have been passed down. This task comes in 2 parts. The first task is to produce a report on a famous pirate. Now you may already have come up with some ideas for this back in task 1 when you completed your fact file. So have a look at your research, have a look at your notes, and find a pirate that you would be interested to write a little bit about. It asks you here to describe their exploits as a pirate. That means all the kind of exciting activities that they got up to, and try and be as detailed as you can. You should use your own words as far as possible, and it says acknowledge all of your sources in a bibliography. In this case, all of that means is at the end of your report, you should include a list of the places where you got your information from. So if you used a website, then you could put down the name of the website and a link to it. If you used a book, you can put down the name of the book and the author. Bibliographies and sources are something that we'll cover in more detail as you go further on up through the school. For the second part of this task, you've got a couple of choices again. You can compose a poem or a song about pirate life. Now you might be a little bit unsure about that, but if you go online you'll find examples of pirate poems and songs. So that might give you some ideas. It needs to be your own creation, but you can use those to give you some hints about what to do. Or you can write a diary detailing your most exciting and dangerous encounter at sea. You should use your best descriptive language to recount your adventure. Now, if you decide to write a poem or a song, you can choose if you want to do an acrostic poem. You can use blank verse, that just means writing a poem that doesn't rhyme, or you can choose to write a poem that does rhyme. If you're writing a song, it's up to you if you want to make it rhyme or not, but again, you might want to look at some examples. If you're coming up with a diary, you've got to remember to write the date of the diary entry at the top. Your research should give you an idea about what a good kind of date might be. Think about when pirates were active. Start with Dear Diary. Remember that diaries are personal. You're sort of writing for yourself and you're talking about your feelings. So try and mention a lot about your thoughts, feelings and emotions. What kind of thoughts and feelings and emotions would you have if you were a pirate and you were having this adventure? Try to reflect on what has happened to you. How has it changed you as a person? What would you do differently if given the opportunity? Now this might seem a little bit odd because you're talking about being a pirate, but you might think as a pirate, did you handle the situation well? Did all of your crew survive and make it back? Try to really put yourself in your pirate character's shoes. Remember to sign your name at the bottom and remember to use an informal tone. Now when we say an informal tone, what we mean is we speak or we write a little bit more casually, the way perhaps we would write to a friend rather than a teacher. If we're just writing something in a diary for ourselves, we're not always going to write or speak in the same way that we would if we were doing an essay for an exam, for example. So an informal tone would be more appropriate for a diary entry. That's task 5. Once again, I hope you enjoy it, and when you're ready, task 6 awaits.